And welcome to this presentation video of the WAK Spinosaurus, and I have good news, the Spinosaur is already available. Thanks to Big Al, the modder who made this possible. His Discord is in the description if you're interested. I'll explain everything concisely in this video. And that way, you'll be able to discover the WAK Spinosaurus on my WAX PvE or WAX PvP servers. There are spots available on the PvEC &O wide and PvP start on Friday, August 15th. Now let's get started with everything you need to know about the WAK Spinosaurus. Let's go. First of all, where can you find it? On Island, they'll spawn on Carno Island and on all the other maps in the more dangerous areas, like the Volcanic Island on Center and near the volcano on Ragnarok. I won't say more, I'll let you look it up on the maps. For taming, you'll see it's very simple. You need a fish soup, which is unlocked at level 96 with the saddle. By the way, it costs the same as a regular saddle, but you also need obsidian. And for the fish soup, you need some cooked prime fish meat, then a few vegetables and some berries. Now that it's crafted, we eat it. And we've got almost 10 minutes. To go tame this Spino, the potion buff will make the Spino less aggressive. This will let you get close to it and press E to start taming. Now the Spinosaurus will follow you and watch you deal damage. Because yes, to tame it, you just need to kill other dinosaurs to prove you're worth it. So if you want to tame it faster, the more damage your weapon does, the quicker it will be. And just to clarify, the type of dinosaur doesn't really matter. Here I'm killing vultures and it still counts for taming. In the end, I even finished taming by killing a bee. Yeah, a bee. Now that the Spinosaurus is finally ours, it's time to check its stats. And the stats are pretty high compared to other dinosaurs since it doesn't have any points in oxygen. Which means the distribution is much higher on all the other stats. This will allow us to get a lot more points in damage. To give you an idea, it has the same stats as a Kasha. So in the wild, it has 70,000 HP, and once it's tamed, it drops to 20,000. And it's the same for the stats. When you put points into HP, it doesn't gain much. So like the other big predators, you'll have to focus only on damage. Now let's move on to the saddle design, if you remember. The saddle has a large bone frame with straps to hold everything together. But that's not all, because you can put a skin on it to have the WAK flag. It's very simple. Just type WAK in your crafting menu. It costs 200 fiber. And once crafted, you get on the Spinosaurus. You access your inventory in the cosmetics section. And there you see all the cosmetics on the dino's side. And you drag it onto the saddle. And now you have incredible swag because the Spinosaurus is carrying our community's flag. And that's no small thing. Now let's move on to the different attacks. First, with left click, you do the classic attack, a bite. Then with right click while facing forward, you do claw attacks. These claw attacks apply a debuff. With each hit, it removes 2.5% resistance, and it can stack up to 20 times, so you can reduce an enemy's resistance by up to 50% if you land 20 hits on an enemy. Now let's discuss the right click when looking to the side. It triggers a swipe attack. This is the Spinosaurus' strongest attack in raw damage and slightly stuns the target. Basically, it slows the target's movements for 3 seconds and now the right click. But when you look behind you, you do a tail swipe that deals double damage. It's slightly useful if you have dinos behind you. By the way, the Spinosaurus is so strong it instantly breaks trees just by walking over them. And now before showing you the big attack, let me show you the roar by pressing C. To activate the big attack on the Spino, you just need to hold down Chitrol to charge the attack. And once it's at 100%, all you have to do is release to unleash the power of the Spinosaurus. But you might be wondering, what does the attack do? Well, it gives you a bonus and a penalty to the enemy. For the bonus, you'll get the Blood Frenzy buff, which gives you 25% more speed in water and on land. To show you the bleeding from the big attack, what better way than fighting a Giga? When it hits, it deals 2 damage then causes bleeding if the target moves. So I'm making the Giga run to demonstrate, and you can see it's taking some damage. You should know that the bleeding takes into account the dinosaur's health, so the more HP it has, the more damage it will take. The maximum is up to 100,000 HP, and then the Spino's damage can go up to 1,100% damage. So basically, if the dino has 100,000 HP and you have 1,100% damage on your dino, you'll inflict the maximum possible bleeding. Now let's talk about being in the water. The Spino has 2 modes. Either you're at the surface and you can't go deeper without pressing C, which works like it does on the Deinonychus. And as soon as you press the key, you switch to dive mode and then you can swim however you want. So let me remind you that the Spino doesn't need oxygen so you can stay underwater forever. And doesn't he look awesome when he swims? Seriously? Yeah, he looks awesome. This is now the end of this full presentation of the Spinosaur. Let me remind you that by the time you see this video, it's already out and instantly added to all our servers. I hope you'll love it.